Hey, 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 all you hip chicks and hip cats. We're going to get started. This Cat's Meow is coming at you live through YouTube. And so, hey, Helen, wow, that might be 9 p.m. UK time. Yeah, Helen, if you're here, fantastic. I wanted to just remind you all that when you come to the YouTube, you go to that link. If you don't have a login or a sign-in for YouTube, you won't be able to like or share or comment on the live chat or the public comment. I don't think it costs anything to get an account, but if you don't have one, just watch and enjoy, and that'll be fine. We're coming at you from this treaty territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation and Six Nations of the Grand River, as well as the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe Nation, Haudenosaunee, and Wendat Confederacies, and the lands of many other Indigenous people who passed through or called and still call this land their home. This territory is part of the Dish with One Spoon Treaty, an agreement between the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and allied nations to peaceably share and care for the resources around the Great Lakes. In making this statement, I acknowledge and honor that these lands carry the truth of the lives that were taken and the agreements that were broken and the wisdom of ancestors whose spirits live on in the soil, animals, and vegetation. In stepping on this land, we seek both forgiveness and permission from these ancestors with the agreement that we have the responsibility to honor and respect all who are here now and all who have yet to come, recognizing that in many ways, these lands remain restricted from teachings, resources, development, and partnership with Indigenous peoples, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to live, receive gifts from, and work and benefit from this land. Now, I've mentioned before that I am taking beginner Ojibwe, or Anishinaabe-Moan, which is the language. It's tough, and I've had to miss a bunch of classes. However, we have some makeup classes in May, so I'm real happy about that. Anim Boujou, my name is Catherine M. Thompson, singer-songwriter and poet. So today is, I hope you get to watch, and whoever's got the 2 thumbs up, let me know if you can. Where you're calling in from, if I don't know already. I want to, I'm going to start, this is all about mothers and May and so forth and so on. And I want to start with Swing Daddy, which is the story of my dad, primarily, but also how he and Mom got together and our family and so on. And it's a favorite of everyone's, and I'll definitely be singing it on around Father's Day in June as well. And I am determined that this week I will order the cups, the Swing Daddy cups that Marianne suggested a few weeks ago. It's been kind of I've had to take a complete break from this for a few weeks. So here's Swing Daddy. Yeah, I forgot to put my phone on Beyond Forever, so I'm going to do that right now. No, I'm just going to do the song first, and then I'll do that.
Swing Daddy, swing, swing Daddy, swing Daddy, swing.
Daddy was a bassman in a swing band in those dirty 30s, dark depression days. They played dance halls in Hamilton, Muskoka dance pavilions. He played that up right at the old Palais.
Swing Daddy, swing.
His face looked up on the van car rooftop. And late one night the wind was blowing fierce. It threw his case into the ditch, smashed that fiddle all to bits, and Daddy waved goodbye to his career.
Swing Daddy, swing.
The 30s top, Daddy's lot. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to chase those blues away. So Daddy took the reins up on a bread truck, delivered to the store that Mama ran. She'd been out dancing with her pals, heard him swing those big dance halls. He bought a book of matches and love began. Then Daddy drove the railway locomotives all up and down the New York Central line, while Mama cooked and Mama sewed. They build up a loving home, half a dozen children strong and fine.
Swing, Daddy, swing.
The 30s taught Daddy's love. Make good with what you got. You can do what you have to do to see it through. If you swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Thump the rhythm, dance all night and day.
Swing, Daddy,
Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Well, in the end, he was a labor leader. When he was 62 at a railroad union due, they let him sit in for a set. Daddy hadn't lost it yet. He played that bass the way he used to do. That's Malcolm Connor sitting in for Daddy. Well, now you've heard the story of our family, and every single word of it is true. Daddy was a bass man, singing in a swing band, and Daddies were so glad Mama swung with you. Hey, 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 swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Mama, swing. Thump that rhythm, dance all night and day.
swing, Daddy.
Swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Mama, swing. Play that bass and chase those blues away. Play that bass, chase those blues. Play that bass and chase those blues away.
Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy.
Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy. Swing, Daddy, swing, swing, Daddy, swing. Swing, Daddy, swing. So this is live, and so therefore I had him singing in a swing band instead of at the end there. But no, he was bass man. So this is, I had to kind of put this plan out the script for this today a little bit late in the day, so I don't have it all written out the way I usually do, but I know what I wanted to say more or less. And so for instance, this was Mom's pin, which is a butterfly. She had a real obsession with butterflies, and I don't know whether it's got any connection with her heritage or not. I haven't found that out yet. This gold bracelet would belong to my mother-in-law, and so I wearing that today as well. And I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about each of the people in my Mother's Day. I know it was yesterday, but I couldn't do it last week either. So just a little bit about all the various people. So my mom and dad had, there were 6 sisters, 6 of us, and it was an amazing thing because my mom was just so vibrant. She got married when she was 26. It was in 1939. A lot of people got married in 1939. My in-laws got married in 1939 because that's when the Depression was coming to an end, and so they didn't have that heavy responsibility of helping to contribute to the family income, of their parents and brothers and sisters and so on. And I know that on other times I've showed various photographs and so forth that go with Swing Daddy, and one of them is Dad with the bread truck, and another is Mom just the picture of the Carol's Cash and Carry store front, which is where she was managing it when they met, and that was in Hamilton, Ontario. So I haven't shown any of those today, but what I thought it was pretty great is that because of the various tips and contributions that people have made over the last couple of years, and the sales of Wildcat at my little launch, I think that this summer I'll be able to finally make the Swing Daddy music video. I'm just crossing my fingers because there's one group of dancers in Hamilton that I really, really want to include, and that's been the holdup. Plus, the lost photograph of my dad playing when he was 62. It isn't going to be found, so I'm giving up on that idea. Let me just grab a bit of tea here. We got lemon zinger with honey. Just lukewarm, so it's not shocking the old throat. And, I was like, woohoo, I'm out of my allergies. And then I was walking through the up a tree-laden walk in Parkdale yesterday in Toronto. Actually not walking, driving a 45-minute trip down one block because of the crazy traffic. And I just started to sneeze, and, the tree pollen is finally on its way. And that's my last one for the year. So I wanted to do, I'm going to save that to the end. That's the thing. I have something else to do as far as my heritage goes that I want to do at the very end. So I also wanted to say that, and I unfortunately have put all my photographs away, or otherwise I could show you the picture. Some of you know it, of all 6 of us gathered around the piano with my dad and mom standing behind, and it was taken from my local newspaper called The Little Shavers Make Music or something. I'm the oldest of the 3 little shavers, and then there were my 3 oldest sisters were the big little shavers. Big shavers and little shavers. Anyway, so when my first child was born, my first daughter, it was in the winter time, and it was in March actually, but it had been through that winter, and she was born at a little tiny village outside of Sarnia, Ontario, where the very enlightened doctor had, allowed for rooming in, allowed for husbands, fathers in the delivery room, and so that was great because it took a bit to find him. Miss Sarnia was all about no fathers, all that sort of silly nonsense. So when she was born, she was born 22nd of March, and after a long night, and then there was this lovely night nurse, and she came in before shift was over to give me some tips on, how to hold the baby for nursing and that kind of thing. And we'd had snow driving out there very early the day before, like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. It had been snowing, kind of a driving snow. But sitting at my window, I looked out, and there was the first robin that I saw that spring. We see robins here now in February. So, that's how much things have warmed up, I think. But this was down in Sarnia, or it was just outside of Sarnia. So anyway, I thought that what I would do is I would sing a little bit of the Red, Red Robin, because I always think of that when I see the first robin. I think of Megan and, oh, fiddle, I wasn't going to use any of their names today, but there you go. So I just have to make sure I have got things here. I think I did this right. Yeah, because I didn't have time to look up the lyrics I printed out last year. I looked, I couldn't find them. So this was written by Harry M. Woods, and the lyrics are copyright Bourne Company, Bourne County. And it's called When the Red, Red Robin Comes Bob, Bob, Bobbing Along. And it was sung by all kinds of people, sung by Al Jolson, and I'm sure it was sung by Bing Crosby, those, kinds of crooners. But anyway, here's my a cappella version of it. When the red, red robin comes bobbing along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts throbbing his own sweet song. Wake up, you sleepyhead. Get up, get out of bed. Cheer up, the sun is red. Live, laugh and be happy. What if I've been blue? How I'm walking through fields of flowers. Rain may glisten, but still I listen for hours and hours. I'm just a kid again, doing what I did again, singing a song. When the red, red robin comes bobbing along. Well, I'm not sure I stuck to the I'm not sure I stuck to the exact, way I was supposed to sing it in the middle there, but I guess it's okay, and I'm just going to get the next one up so it's ready. Yeah, that would be it. Okay. So anyway, she grew up to be a wonderful, beautiful artist and also a teacher, and she's just amazing. Has a lovely family. Hey, Susan, nice to see you. Yeah, I don't know if you're the only one. Helen, I'm not sure if you're here or if you're going to be. You are. Hello, Catherine. Nice to see you, ma'am. Great. And Susan, lovely to have you guys here. There may be someone else watching who's just put up their thumb, but no matter. I'm just happy to be back. Yeah, we'll talk to you later. I'm really better off when I script the whole thing. I just didn't have time today. So, so I just wanted to tell a couple of little stories about the next generation because my oldest daughter gave us 2 grandchildren, and we got to see them yesterday, which was just lovely. Not for very long, but it was nice to see them anyway. So the oldest girl was born in the fall, and I was the president of an organization that was going through a big traumatic period. And that was our fall conference and also a really, really important meeting of the board, but then also with all of the participants in the conference. So Megan was like, okay, Mom, no problem. Go, away you go. I'm going to be fine. So I flew to California, to San Francisco. I got off the plane, and I guess as soon as I turned my phone on, no, that couldn't have been true because that was too long ago. Well, yeah, I guess I had a cell phone. I had something. At any rate, I got the message, baby's being born, come back. So apparently not a first grandchild, but a first for her. And, so I got on a plane and I came back to Canada. I came to Toronto. And after I'd seen the baby, I had to go back to California. It was so crazy. It's been a while, Catherine, bear with me, and I'm so glad to see you. Sorry I'm late. I will try and stay, but I'm working. Oh, Helen, it's absolutely fine. I know that usually you have to watch them later on, so don't worry about that at all. I'm just delighted to be in touch with you again. So that was that. I told one group of people I was meeting with the other day, I said, I have been a victim, or I don't want to say a victim, that sounds lousy, but I have experienced so much bad timing in my life that you can blame me for COVID if you want, because it's one of those crazy things, you do something really important is coming up, and then and this has been 2 years of live streaming, which has been great. It has been great, don't get me wrong, but just not being able to go out into the venues yet is a little disheartening. So anyway, that was the first one, and then along came a few years later. Along came a grandson, who's going to be 13 next month, and and is growing like a weed. He's somewhat already taller than his mom and his sister. So there you go. Not as tall as his dad yet, though, who is also a great guy. So then that was down near Sarnia when she was born, and not very many years. Like they're only a year. Well, their birthdays are the following years, but her birthday is in the spring and his birthday's in the summer. So it was like 15 or 16 months or something like that. And one of the things that happened, which was very, very cool, is that when I was getting ready to have her, I was reading all about natural childbirth and prepared childbirth and pain-free childbirth and all this stuff. And one of the books that I had, there was a prologue written by a Dr. Murray Enkin. We move up here to the Golden Horseshoe, and I found out that he was in practice in Hamilton, very short distance away. So I went into to Hamilton and signed on with him as my obstetrician, Dr. Murray Enkin. I mean, he's very unlikely that he's still around, of course, but he was a pretty interesting guy. And if you know of Lynn Johnson, who's the cartoonist who does For Better or For Worse, I think is what her comic strip is called. Well, she had been one of his patients, and she had started her cartooning around that time. So when you were in Dr. Murray Enkin's office, you would be lying on the examining table looking at the ceiling, and there were a bunch of her original drawings and cartoons about having a baby and being a mother and all that kind of thing stuck to the ceiling of his examining room. So it was really, really neat to see that. Anyway, my son was born in the summer, in the middle of the summer, and so there were various things that you attach to different kids with their name and all the rest of it, but with him, because I think of the sunshine, there were two songs. One was a song that we didn't learn until he was in daycare, but all along the song, "You Are My Sunshine," was a really kind of important note for him. Let me drink something first. And by the way, melody was the word I was striving for when I was talking about Red, Red Robin. So again, this might be a little bit improvised, but I don't think so. "You Are My Sunshine" was written by Jimmy Davis and Charles Mitchell, and it was popular in all kinds of ways. I don't really have a particular singer, but you all know this song, I'm sure. "The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken, so I hung my head and I cried. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away." And that was a song that I would sing almost as a lullaby. Some of the other, the second verse is a little sadder. So I don't think we ever got to that. We just mostly sang the chorus. So that was cool. And my dear son and my daughter-in-law, who are just lovely people, and they also in fact, gave us our first granddaughter, our first grandchild, and she's she's just about to start a master's degree. So it's astonishing just watching your children and your grandchildren grow up is just an amazing thing. So as much as I kind of gathered up all the love from yesterday, I also felt it. Missing my mom, for sure, but also, and my mother-in-law, but also the children and grandchildren. It's just a lovely feeling. So my third child was another daughter, and she's a fall baby. But also, my first two children have blue eyes, just beautiful blue eyes, and but my youngest is a brown-eyed girl, just like I am. So, not right away, but later on when she was a teenager, we had brown-eyed girl come out by the great, although some of his attitudes are a little odd these days, but his beliefs. Now let me see, how can I do this? Oh yeah. All right. I got the wrong one. Hold on. Here we go. So this is, of course, his name is there, by the great Van Morrison, and it was just her theme song all through her teens, and we just loved it. Yeah, hold on, let me get the phone free off the stand. There we go. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the hollow, playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog, with our hearts a thumping, and you, my brown-eyed girl, you, my brown-eyed girl. And whatever happened to Tuesday and go so slow, going down the old mine with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and a sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl, you, my brown-eyed girl. And I really, truly don't remember. I thought I had that melody, but that was a little bit extemporaneous, I think, a little made up. So one of the other songs that I thought of for today, I think, come on. No, brown-eyed girl. Oh yeah. This is the other one that I thought for Mother's Day. And that's, I'm going to take an excerpt. I'm just do a quote from this wonderful song, which you'll all recognize. I'll tell you afterwards the details about it. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pull the trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come, send shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everyone, I've got to go, gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, oh, I don't want to die, I sometimes wish I'd never been born at all. And I made that kind of a poetic ending because it just otherwise ends in midair. And of course, that's the Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, just the part about the mama. And I thought, gee, there's so many songs out there, but that Swing Daddy and Bohemian Rhapsody are the ones I'm going to do for my mum now. So let's see what else I have. Oh yes, I I have one other song, which is in a way, it's connected to my youngest daughter because the other two were so close together that we sort of went, places with the whole family, including them. But later on, when they were off to university, for instance, then we went a lot of different places with our youngest daughter, and I took her down to Stratford, and we saw the Mikado, which was just a mind-blowing, fantastic production of the Mikado at the Stratford Festival Theatre. And since it is spring, and let me just step the right way here. You can see the last of they will last a while, all our daffodils out there. But they are just past their peak now. And you can see some pictures and things on my Instagram and maybe even on Twitter. I'm not sure. I'm going to stop for a minute and say hi to people too. I give up on this. My keyboard meant quick fingers. Do. You are my brown-eyed girl. Gosh, you smashed it, Catherine. Brilliant. Well, thank you. Yeah, because I think the other ones were kind of improvised, to say the least, too. Good evening, Susan. Lovely song. Oh, I'm going to have to scroll this a bit, I think. It's been a while. Oh, I saw that. Lovely song. Good evening, Susan. Susan, hello, Helen. Nice to meet you. Yeah, and sorry, quick fingers, quickings. Do. You are my brown-eyed girl. Gosh, you smashed it, Catherine. Brilliant. I give up on this keyboard meant quick fingers. Okay, ma'am, you're doing fine. Absolutely. Oops. I don't want to get. Okay, I just want to make sure that was at the bottom. So this song from the Mikado is "The Flowers That Bloom in the Spring," and it's sung by Nanki Poo. And Yo-Yo Pity Sing, Nanki Poo and Pooh Boss sing the little tra-las in between. And then Coco sings the second verse. So I'm just telling you that in case you by any chance know the story. I'm not going to tell you the whole story. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, breathe promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the hope that they bring, tra-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case. I've got to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractive old thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face, And that's what I mean when I say or I sing, oh, bother the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, oh, bother the flowers of spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la-la. So, I mean, you catch the drift here. Nanki Poo is singing all about the flowers that bloom in the spring. Coco is singing, oh my gosh, I've got myself, I think he was sort of engaged for many years to a woman older than him, and he was bemoaning the fact that I have to take under my wing, tra-la, a most unattractive old thing, tra-la, with a caricature of a face. So that's from the Mikado. Catherine, say hello to Julie for me, please. She is a new fan of yours, and she loves your music, too. Oh, hey. Well, hello, Julie. Lovely to meet you. And I don't know, Helen, if you're connected at all, but there's a Peppermint Patty on Twitter who said she heard somebody singing Only Lonely Me at a karaoke bar, which I thought was fabulous. So, and I think she's an art student. So if she's your student, thank you so much for doing that. Anyway, I'm not going to keep you any longer. I'm just going to do one more thing, which has all to do with chronology, with genealogy, and I'm still exploring, finding out lots of new things over the years. But this is my poem called Chronological Genealogy. Colonized and colonizer, this is my chronological genealogy. I'm Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, Garden River First Nation, through great-grandmère and grandpère Melitime Houle and Pierre Cadat. I am French through Louis Hebert, apothecary for Champlain, who planted the first domestic wheat in North America on a farm outside of Fort Quebec. I am descended from Coureur de Bois Jean Nicolet through his daughter Marguerite, from his Nipissing country wife, name unknown, although they were together 9 years. I am of the Acadie. Antoine Hébert was he who fled the British expulsion in 1755 from Nova Scotia into Quebec. I am Germanic through my father's forebears, Wilhelm and Katrinka Schaefer, who left what is now Austria, sailed under British protection to farmland in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. I am UEL, United Empire Loyalist, through Schaefer's sons who fought with Butler's Rangers in the War of Independence, expelled to trek to a homestead in Ancaster in 1795, where they anglicized their name to Shaver. And my forefather Almas, Prussian mercenary who escaped a POW camp in the American Revolution and made his way north to a new homestead in Ancaster Town. I am Métis of the 1828 exodus from Drummond Island with the British garrison to Fort Ste. Marie, Baptiste Bruno and Pierre-André de Saint-Amand among them, Odile Saint-Amand and Jean-Baptiste Bruno, my great-grandparents, Franco-Ontarian me. I'm Scottish from 1874 when great-great-grandmother Catherine Mary Thompson crossed to wed the Ancaster McNiven in her wedding gown of silk, which I wore when I wed in 1967, a man of Scottish, Irish, and English descent. And with our children, who are all of these, colonized and colonizer, this is my chronological genealogy. So thank you so much, ladies, for coming today, and to anyone else who watches later. I'm going to say goodbye now with just a very quick reminder. Oh, and thank you so much to Rebecca out on the West Coast, who pointed out to me that my email was spelt wrong. I had left the S out of Thompson. So it's correct now, and you'll see it down on, well, it's on my, see, everything, nothing makes sense. It's on my, that's crazy. Here it is. It's so funny. I've never, this needs to be mirrored, I guess. But anyway, so my website, or my website email, which I am now checking fairly regularly, and through which I send out a message every week to the subscribers. So info@catherinemthompson.com will reach me through my website. My website is https://catherinemthompson.com. Please join my email list if you haven't yet, and Susan, yes, you have. And that's why you get those letters. And you can tip me through paypal.me/Catherine M. Thompson if you use PayPal. And if not, contact me and I'll give you an e-transfer, a different email address for my e-transfer. And I'm going to be calling this Cat's Meow now, which is funny because I think years and years ago I went on an online radio setup and I called that the Cat's Meow, and I never actually did anything. So Helen says, yes, I know Peppermint Kate, one of my students from a different area, and if I'm working away, I'll try to keep your music and name so much alive. Ma'am, you're fabulous, Helen, absolutely fabulous. That was beautiful, she said. And hello, Rebecca. Yes, I don't know if she won't get to watch this till later most days because she works, of course, it's during like 1 o'clock in the afternoon or something when I start. So anyway, guys, it's almost 22 and I'm going to say goodbye. No fanfare, no exit video. This is it for today. So I hope you had a lovely weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bama P. Bama P, that means see you later.